Just a moment here. Okay, I did come back to the model table last night, and boy did I ever come back to it. I was here till, well, it must have been around 9 o'clock, I think. Anyway, I got almost all the railing done on this side. Now the rollback is extremely lengthy. On the bottom of the screen I'm going to put where you can scrub ahead to if you don't like watching me fiddling around and, well, you know how it goes. Anyway, let's get the rollback over with. And I was noticing a moment ago before I pushed record here that we had a nice sunrise this morning. I'll try and remember to show it to you later. In the meantime, let's get this rollback done, and we'll be seeing you in probably close to half an hour. So, okay, see you then. Okay, I've got our E9 in place here finally. I've been working at it for at least 10 minutes. And it's taken probably at least 10 tries. I'm bothered by the fact that doing this is not going as easy as it did on the Bismarck. Now, I was wondering if possibly the rails are closer together, or is it a case of I'm a year or more older. I'm still having fun though. I'm still having fun. I'm going to stick the macro lens on here, and we'll try and move in a little bit and try and get this stuck in place tonight. At least one railing tonight. Okay, I have managed to get the camera over on the other side. Without knocking the pliers over. Now I know I mentioned this before, that darkened area will completely disappear. Maybe I'll just leave the time lapse running. Well, perhaps completely disappear was the wrong term. No, I thought it did better than that. Okay, I guess when I get out my number 22 gray and paint those other places, I'm going to have to repaint that. Although, mind you, it almost looks like weathering, so. Okay, I don't know if I should tell you this or not, but when I was repositioning everything, I knocked the pliers over. First thought was, oh no, there goes the rail. But as luck would have it, I guess Murphy must have been looking the other way. Because, as luck would have it, the rail did not get damaged. Okay. Okay, I know I got it that time. Just give it a little bit on the bottom of the post there. Now I would imagine we don't need any curing agent there now. Okay, I would think that's probably going to be good enough. Unless I was to catch something on it. Now, let's see if we can get our holder down or out of there. There we go. Okay, the next piece in line, which is E6. Okay, E6 goes right here, which is right here. So we've got to take this off very, very carefully. Now I don't know if it'll break off just by pulling it forward. I've got to watch that I don't catch the top of this mast thing here. Yeah, I think if I come pry it this way, it's not gonna hurt anything. Let's just give it a whirl and see what happens here. Now straight up and off. Okay. All right, let's reposition. Now, technically, this should be a lot easier. There's no bends involved. Same thing with the number 10 here. It's straight, and it's just going to go right on. Wouldn't it be nice if I got those on tonight? Now, this is my first time trying it here. Wondering how much pre-cut railing the Rodney has. Put my hands there, so it looks like if I pull this back to get rid of the bow, it's probably going to want to pop out either here or here, and I would like to have it on the inside of this lip. You know what I mean? So yeah, you can see it's gonna want to kink. Now, the other thing I could do, we could put a little bit of a bend here, or maybe have this post here. So yeah, so that post there goes on the other side of that splinter rail. We just take a little bit of a okay. I'm gonna give it just a little bit of a bend. Otherwise, it's not gonna want to fit right. Now, I think what you're supposed to do, and I can't do it. It's just beyond my capabilities. But I do believe you're supposed to mount it on the top of this. And I just can't do that. It's just too hard for me. I'm sorry. Okay, I've got it probably about a millimeter, maybe not even stuck into the plier there. And I think I'm just going to give it a bit of a turn like that. Now we'll see what we got. That might be all we need. Well, I don't know. Maybe that wasn't quite enough. If I get it right on this end, then the other end doesn't want, the post doesn't want to go down. The post on the left there does not want to go down. No, I'm going to have to bend it just a little bit more here. Okay, let's carefully get it out of there. Now every time I handle this thing, I bend it a little bit out of shape. Okay, I do believe now when we pull this back, well, let's adhere this post in place right here. I realize that it's supposed to be on the top. You can tell by the length of it. If I had to put it on the top, it would have fit. But like I say, I just can't do it. Okay, my plan here is to just get the post up against the splinter rail and hold it down. Oh, for heaven's sakes. Okay, got it back on. It only took about 5 minutes. Well, maybe 3. Okay, now what I've done here is I've bent our holder downer, the pin, so that when I put the pressure on, it should push away instead of hook and pull. Now, the problem is it should go a little bit more to the left. I wonder if maybe just leave it like that. Is it as far to the left as it can go? Let me look at the monitor. Yeah, I would say it's tucked right into that corner. Let's forget about the holder downer. Okay, come in from both sides here, reaching around the camera. Now, maybe this time we'll try and get a smaller bead of curing agent. I don't think it takes very much to activate it. And then I think once the curing starts, it just sort of keeps going all by itself. Okay, I'm basically focused in on the 4th post from the left, which is the dead center of this rail. I just want to see, can we pull it back now? Okay, I think now it's a case of my holder downer is too much. You know, it has to be more pointed down here, so let's. Okay, we made a slight adjustment. I think it'll act more as like a hook. Okay, now if I pull the bottom of the pliers back, now I think what's happened here, I can come in very, very gently with a hobby knife. Okay, let's just put a little bit of CA right there. You know what? I should have been on the rail above. Now, every time I do something like this, we end up making it worse. We have a disaster, don't we? So let's be extra careful here. having trouble steadying myself here. Here we go. Okay. Now this rail right here that we just glued on is not straight, so I just gently pry it over here. Oh, Ron. Oh. Well, now if everything cures like that, it'll be all right. Now the lighting isn't too good, but directly underneath my holder downer here, where my finger is, it's stained. I just added some curing agent. Okay. Now let's move over. Those first 4 posts are adhered. Let's see if we can move over here. Now that is not straight. Let's see if I push the plier in just a little. Okay, now it's straight up and down. We won't worry about the extreme right end. Let's just get right here. Now I'll try and get in behind that. Maybe I should come like this. There's a little hair on my applicator. Oh, I got it on the rail above. I am sure that these rails are closer together. I don't remember having this trouble with the Bismarck. Now, I'm afraid if I hook onto that rail that's above, I'm going to bend it down. Let's just try it very well. We're on the bottom one. I didn't want to be on the bottom one, but okay. Now I'm going to try and pry it to the right. Let's just glue that top post to the inside of the splinter rail. Oh. Okay, I'm pretty sure we got it. And I'll get the holder downer out of the way. Okay, I guess about 2 or 3 minutes has passed here now. Okay, let's quit while the quitting's good. Okay, last one on this side, at least of the short ones, number 10. And it's got to go right here. No, not there, right there. Okay, now I want to have it so the posts are on the outside of the rail. You can feel them when you drag it through your fingers very gently. And it has to go this way. Now I imagine it's going to probably have the same problem that we had with the other one, in that it's going to be too long to fit right. Let's stick on the macro lens and move in a little closer. Kind of use the macro lens as a bit of a telephoto, and I can have it back out of the way at the same time. Okay, I've got everything adjusted for sharpness, not for depth of field, so your background is going to be blurred out. But the railing should be quite sharp. I'm just trying to tuck that post in behind that. Maybe if I use Mr. T's poking device here, I can grab hold of it just a little bit better. I realize I've shoved the other end out of the wrong way. Maybe I better hold against myself here. All right, let's adhere the left post. I don't want to have to adjust anything here, so I gotta put on my other glasses. Now, how many times have I said I'm glad I can cut out the dead spots? No. Now I don't want to glue my finger to it. Ooh, run, run. Okay, let's let that cure. I think that'll be okay. Okay, we're kind of focused in on the last post. Isn't there a song called The Last Post or something? I think it's sort of a military thing. How can you tell I wasn't in the army? I don't know if I was lucky or not lucky. It was in the Vietnam era. I would have been eligible. I guess I could have enlisted, being as a Canadian. I'm pretty sure there was a lot of Canadians involved in that. Now, does that look straight to you? Let me check the monitor. No, it's leaning my way. Let's get it. Let me check the monitor there. Okay. How's that look? Oh. I'm moving the bottom of the pliers in and out, trying to get it to get that post straight up and down. All right, now, where's my applicator here? Did it look like it ran down? I think it did. I don't want it to glue the holder down there though. Oh, for sure we got enough now. Now remember I had said that the fourth post from the left was the center? I'm realizing now it wasn't. The center of this whole thing is right there, in between these two posts. Now, I think we did this post. Oh, no, we didn't. Okay, so let's just pull on that. Can we, once again, can we hook on here? There. Now, how does that look? Let me check the monitor. You're actually at a better angle than I am. It almost seems like there's nothing coming off here. Well, I did that time. No, as far as this, you know what, I don't think we actually glued these ones down, did we? No, we just did the end here. Okay, well, let's just go a little bit right there. Okay, and then we'll move to the left, and we'll get that. What's wrong with my applicator here? Or is it my eyes? Yeah, I got it that time, that's for sure. Trying to pull that bottom rail up against the inside of the Okay. I think that's going to be all right. Want to be careful I don't poke my eye here. You know, it's kind of funny. Some evenings I feel like working on this, and some evenings I don't. This was one of those evenings where I didn't want to stop. So we got to where we are. But I got to stop. Probably got about an hour's worth of editing to do yet tonight. And we'll see you in the morning. Okay, now, I realized that, way back in February, March, I started talking about this new camera body that Nikon is supposed to be coming out with. Well, yeah, I know I haven't mentioned it much in the last 3 weeks, but I'm still extremely serious about it. In fact, I've already told Andrew at Photo Central that I'm going to take one. Anyway, I shot off an email to him this morning. I haven't got a reply yet back, or if I did, I haven't seen it yet. And what I'm thinking of doing is getting a different lens. And the lens that I'm thinking of getting, for those of you who are camera buffs, it goes from 24 millimeter wide angle, which is pretty good, and it zooms into 200 millimeter. And my thinking is that it'd be kind of nice to have a lens that I can be shooting wide angle and then just zoom right in. And it's a ratio of about 24 into 200. It's a ratio of 8 to 1. So you could move right in really nice onto an area. At least that's the plan. Yeah, the new Z9 was supposed to be out around August, I believe. That was the original projection. Now it's the projection is the 24th of December, which is in another half a week. That's yet to be seen. Anyway, it is coming. It is coming. Now, for those of you who are camera buffs and do not have Nikon, I know I'm sort of talking about it a lot and pushing it a lot, and I'm not really pushing it. It's just that that's what I've got. But if you have Sony or Canon, you are probably just as happy and have just as good a quality as I have with Nikon. The only reason I've got Nikon is because when I was a teenager, anybody who had a Nikon, you just sort of dropped to your knees and worshipped, if you know what I mean. That was sort of the affordable high-end camera back when I was getting into photography. So you sort of always wanted a Nikon, so that's why I went for it. I think I mentioned that years ago when I did a series on cameras I have owned. Anyway, let's move on here. We are at the place now where I think, without turning the ship around, and I don't want to be putting the companionway ladders or whatever you call them that go up the side of the ship on until last. My plan is to try and do everything that you have to reach over, like everything that's on the do everything on the top first, and then work your way down, and then work your way out to the outside, and that way you're not reaching over delicate stuff and breaking it off, which is real easy to do. Let me tell you. I'm almost positive we're not going to get through this build without having to glue something back on somewhere. Anyway, let's move on here. So that means we're not going to be putting on these davits. Okay, we could probably put on this piece of photo etch railing here, which goes. Looks like it's quite a long piece. Photo etch E1. And it's going to go from the bow, almost the bow. Yeah, it looks like it goes from the bow. That doesn't look right. How's it going to get around this? Maybe you have to cut it. Anyway, we'll figure it out when we get there, and it'll probably come back to. Well, let's get it. It looks like. I don't think it's that long. How's it going to fit? Well, like I say, let's get it and see, and we'll just do the best we can with what we got, right? Okay, I can see what the problem is here. The problem is me. I had thought, like you see that we got these 4 railings here, they're all the same, but one's a little bit shorter on the bottom. I thought that this was the E1, but because this doesn't show that there's any separation or anything. But what they want, but these longer ones are actually E1. So what you have to do is just make up the railing that goes along the side out of these. Well, I kind of knew we were going to have to do that. We did that sort of thing with the Bismarck, except with the Bismarck, all the railing was the same. There was no cut to size, or however you want to call it. And I don't know where this E2 goes. Well, we'll worry about it when we get to it. Anyway, this goes on both sides of the bow. I think we could probably go ahead and try and put it on there. I can't think of anything else at the moment that I want to do on this side. I don't want to have to be turning the ship back and forth and back and forth. The more you move it, the more you risk having an accident. And at this stage, I think a serious accident would, then I would be depressed. Okay, thinking out loud here. Now, if you will remember in the rollback, those of you who watched it, I said something to the effect of, it's probably going to take me an hour to edit that out. Well, as it turns out, it actually took about an hour and a half. Now, I'm not complaining. I was actually having fun. And I was, having fun sort of tweaking everything and trying to get it as best as I could get it. Now, where I'm going with this is that when I was doing the rollback and editing that out, I was watching myself here with this railing and trying to glue it on, and I was having so much trouble getting the rail that was going along the bottom of the deck. Just a moment here now, and one more. Okay, now I think I'll probably nip off 3 or 4 of these and get them ready to go. I know they're safer if they're left on the fret. But anyway, where I'm going with this is that I was thinking, you know how I talk about wanting to have the post on the outside so that it's more visible? But if you're looking at this any more than unless you're closer than 6 inches away, you can't tell which side of the rails the post is on. You really can't. And what's happening is the post is up against that lip that on the inside, and it's holding the rail away from the lip. And I'm thinking maybe I was doing this wrong. Maybe I should have the post on the inside of the rail so that the bottom rail can come up against that lip that I'm trying to glue it to. So I'm going to try that. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead now and get the camera out of the way here and try and get the rest of these nipped off here. I think we're going to need at least 3 of them to go along the one side. I don't think that 2 is long enough. Our sunrise this morning was kind of nice. Kind of plain, but kind of nice. And I was noticing that the camera that's mounted on the front of the house that looks more or less in the same direction, well, it was also picking it up. And I wonder if tomorrow, the shortest day of the year, when the sun is going to be around to you might say, the south as much as possible, you kind of wonder, is there going to be any difference? I kind of doubt it. I don't think we're going to notice any difference. That is, if we can see it. And that is yet to be seen. Okay, we have our E1s all nipped off, and I left the E2 on there, the one that's about half an inch shorter. I'm thinking, okay, got to store them in something, a test tube, right? Alright, problem is, they're going to stick out the end. And that's going to get bent and damaged. So what I need is a test tube that's, well, it'd be nice if it was twice as long. Cut the bottom off of another test tube, and we just fasten it together. We got a test tube twice as long. Yeah. Okay, now I can see that I have a little bit of a problem, and that is it's going to be a little bit difficult to work up here on the bow and be able to video everything at the same time. Now we were going to try and have these with the posts on the inside instead of the outside, so that the bottom rail will glue up against there's a lip. Yeah, because there's going to have to be a lot of adjusting going on to get it around these rope thingies. I don't know why I can't think of the name of stuff when I need it. I should look it up before I open my mouth and, as I was saying in the other episode, flapping my lips. Anyway, as you can see from the time there, we got, almost 4 minutes after 2. And Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, you know what happens, right? So I got a lot of editing to do here. Today's video is really long again, so I just want to get at it. I don't know how energetic I'm going to feel this evening. Maybe I'll be, there's going to be a nice big long rollback tomorrow. Or maybe there won't be any. Because sometimes I think to myself, I'll feel like doing it, but when the time comes, I just don't feel like doing it. That's the way it goes with this hobby. It's not a have-to thing. It's not like you have to get up and go to work, right? So anyway, I'm sure there was something else I wanted to mention that I forgot, but that will have to wait for tomorrow. Thanks for watching, everybody. And all being well, we'll be seeing you tomorrow.